So you remember how I opened up yesterday talking about how money lines are donkey lines and that you need to get so lucky. You need 2 overtimes and 1 shootout and all sorts of things to bounce your way just to make a pretty good night of it. Well, the flip side of that is what you saw last night, and the exact reason I believe, and I am sure actually, that all the value, the way to win consistently in the NHL is opening up that door and looking for a whole assortment of player props. Despite the fact that the Carolina game was completely stale, for the most part, we got one of our Buffalo combos. We were in the red after game 1. But if this was just money lines, and okay, let's say we took Carolina in the first game. Oh my God, we bet 160 to win 100. We lost that. And now what? Do we got to bet 180 to win 100 on Edmonton? So you're not even even. But on the flip side, all you spreadsheet savages from last night, no, we ended up plus 11 on a 2-game slate. That's what player props can do for you, and that's what the spreadsheet did last night. All assortments of the Edmonton line combos and the Minnesota line combos, every assortment I put together other than one came through, and we ended up plus 11. So we are currently plus 40 on the month and plus 210, no, not dollars, units on the season. So I can't help but feel good about that. I know everybody who's on the Patreon, they were doing a song and a dance, they were partying, and I know they're ready for this huge slate on a Thursday, and so am I. So let's talk about some of these games. Rather big slate, but how about I start with a game that just happened the other day? I never understood, is this a scheduling glitch? Is this like a game that got canceled and now they just have to make it up? The other night we won both of our bets on the St. Louis. We had the Blues to win, and then we had the Blues under 6.5 with the under half of a point on Brandon Saad. All right, so I went to see who those 2 teams are playing. Looks like the Calgary Flames are playing the St. Louis Blues yet again. And in the rare case of 2 teams playing in back-to-backs, you know my philosophy. If this was going back to Calgary, I would take Calgary. Usually the home team wins game 1, the other team wins the return visit. But this is another game in St. Louis, and I always believe that the next game starts where the last game ended, and that momentum, the type of game it was, it just kind of carries right over. And that was a low-scoring, somewhat of a clenched ass-cheeks game. You were talking about a tie game early in the third, and it was, what, a 2-1, maybe 3-1 final with an empty net? I think this game is going to be somewhat similar. I think this is going to be of the lower scoring variety, and I'm mostly going to take the same assortments. All money lines are donkey lines. I'm not going to bet this with my own money, but some of you need it. You can't survive without it. So I'm going to tell you that I like the St. Louis Blues to win this game. I won't have a single solitary dollar on it. Know that from the bottom of my vampire heart. But if you need a money line, I think they should win this game. Instead, something that I do like in there, I like that under 6.5. But Andy, it's listed at 5.5. Yeah, it was listed at 5.5 the other night. What did we do? We tried to isolate a player who was least likely to get a point. On that slate, I found Brandon Saad. He was like line 3, no power play. That was an easy ad. This one's a little bit more difficult. I was looking for Saad again. You know I was. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to choose Rasmus Andersson from the Calgary Flames. He is the power play 2 defenseman, but the reason I'm going to target him is because Power play 2 is not, this was one of those teams, it was mostly a split unit, but then once Zary got injured, they kind of shoved all their good players on the top power play. Like you have Sharangovich there, you have Kadri there, you have Huberdeau there. So now this second unit is a ragtag Pospisil, Backman, Coleman. So I think this is going to turn into one of those, 90-second, 30-second power play 1, power play 2 ratios. So the best player that I see to bring this under 6.5 to a plus money is Rasmus Andersson. So under 6.5, under half of a point for Rasmus Andersson will get you a plus 105. And then for that reason I just mentioned, give me Backman and Coleman, a PP2 correlated combo, the double under on the both of them. And the reason I'm taking this is because I think that power play 2 is not going to get that 50-50 time anymore. So if that's the case, I like them to go under half of a point. They were held off the score sheet last game. I mean, these aren't world beaters here. Give me the double under on both of those guys. And that's not the only double under I like. Where we go, every time I shoot one of these videos, we're going back to the black hole. We are McConaughey and Interstellar looking for those bookshelves. And that's in Winnipeg. Hopefully Connor Hellebuck's going to be starting this game. The other night, I said, just give me the highest under point prop on the Vancouver Canucks. Who is it? Quinn Hughes, you're the victim tonight? Okay, Quinn Hughes. I go, all right, who's coming into town? Seattle, give me the highest under on a point prop. Everyone on Seattle is a plus money point. So naturally, I'm going to have to think of something else. Not to fret. Okay, we can't take the under 6.5. Give me essentially all three line combos, double unders and triple unders. You give me Schwartz and Beniers, and then a half unit on Schwartz, Beniers, and Kakko because they all don't play on the same power play, and I refuse to get screwed on like a Kakko power play 2-point. Then give me Chandler Stevenson, Oliver Bjorkstrand, double under. That's in the plus. And then also Jared McCann. And then if they make the Shane Wright point available, I think they will. He's got points in 2 of 3, so they should make that available at some point throughout the day. I'm essentially taking the under on all 3 line combos, all solid plus money bets, and hoping that Winnipeg does what they do. Just confirm that Hellebuck's going to be starting this one before you put that one in.
Etc., etc.
But Andy, we only click overs. We don't want those unders. We're like the 98% of bettors. It's overs only. Fine. I got a line that's playing great. They were recently put together. This line probably should have been experimented with way earlier in the season. We're looking at Macklin Celebrini playing with Tyler Toffoli and William Eklund. I think Eklund had 4 points in that last game. All of them had multi-point performances. This is a line that's going to be together once again. This is a game where they should be able to score a couple of goals. They're not playing some defensive juggernaut. I like that plus money point on Tyler Toffoli playing alongside both of those players. I mean, centered by Celebrini. All 3 of these guys are on the top power play. So give me that point for Tyler Toffoli and then run out that whole line. For some reason, Bet365 doesn't make Celebrini's point available until like midday, but you run out all 3 of those guys. I think it was plus 400 last game. I imagine it will be something similar for this game as well. So give me all those guys for a point on the San Jose Sharks. And then I guess I'll end you with a money. I started you with a money line. I'll end you with a money line. The only one that I was slightly off about the other night was Toronto. They were my lean of the night. That's back-to-back losses for Toronto. I mean, they lost to Carolina as well. I really think they need a good performance against a good team. They're at home. Devils coming off that loss against Florida. Devils have been playing pretty consistent. You kind of know what you're going to get out of them, which is a very interesting thing to see. Devils have had a great year. I'll be the first to admit it. Consistent. They're getting good goaltending now. They seem to be focused on playing on all ends of the ice. They don't get in a lot of ruckus-oriented games. I mean, think about this. This is a game between all the talent of the Toronto Maple Leafs and all the talent of the New Jersey Devils, and yet you have a 5.5 or 6 total. This is like seeing that with Edmonton the other night. It's wild. I guess just that's where we're at this season in the NHL, and I will mention, I'm not 100% sure, but I know Toronto used a 5-forward power play last game. Matthew Knies was on that power play. Matthew Knies has been reconnected in practice with Matthews and Marner. The last time they were together, he was I think he had a 3-point game. He found himself on the score sheet in a few. Then they moved him down with Nylander. There seems to be one odd spot in that top 6 of Toronto, and they keep trying McMahon and Pacioretty, and they're rotating in and out. But when Knies is on that top line with Matthews and Marner, I like his chance to get a point, especially if he's on that top power play. That's what I have for you here on a busy Thursday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. You guys if you joined on New Year, it's not a lie. These aren't being made up. Every last person who's commenting on this video and is on the Patreon, they have the sheet available to them, and they're up 41 units if they played it all back. Yes, there will be a Draftkings complainer saying, I don't have those type of... Okay, so then you're up 30 instead of 41 for the month. It's been a great year. You show me all the teams. You show me all the games. I'll show you the optimal way to construct the point parlays, and we'll be having ourselves a good time, just as we've had so far all season long. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. I hope to see you over there on the Patreon. But if you can't do that, you can give me a couple clicks. You can click some likes. Yeah, you can. You can click the like. You can do it. You can click the subscribe if you enjoy the videos. If you hate, don't be a hate watcher. What is that anyway? What the hell is this hate watching? When I hate something, you want to know what I do? I never watch it. Why? Because I hate it. So I don't know what this hate watching is. Hopefully you're not doing that. Hopefully you're enjoying that. And if you are, subscribe, click the notifications. I'm getting the hell out of here. Good luck to everyone tonight. I hope to see that spreadsheet up. Yet another 11 units come tomorrow. Take it easy. We will find out. I'll talk to you then.